How do you kill communism?
Enough brain power of a 2-year-old.
Like what Pete said. I'm looking at your hat right now, and to me, it's red. And he says it's red, and you say it's red.
What's up, y'all? And welcome back to Hear Me Out, episode number... What episode are we on?
8?
8.
It's pretty
Sounds
good.
right. That is
We're
pretty
getting
good. We're cooking along, boys. We're going to be at 1 million before we know it.
Soon, quit our jobs and be full-time podcasters.
Yes.
That's the dream. We talked about that in one of our podcasts. All of us said unanimously podcasting. That was our sole dream and purpose.
It's been a dream since I was a young boy.
It's been mine since last week.
Yeah.
Pretty much a little boy.
That's what I meant by young boy was last week.
Yeah.
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 What does that mean?
What? I've been thinking the same thing.
What?
Well, I just want to podcast the rest of my life. That's what I want to do.
All right, boys. Open it up. I don't know. I've been thinking about this one, I guess, to some extent. Kind of just last minute popped in, but something I've thought about in the past. If you guys were to go to any event, we've talked and we've spitballed going to events over the past couple of years. What would be like your ideal event that you'd go to? Like Super Bowl, NASCAR?
I thought we talked about this.
I don't think so. I don't think we've talked about
'Cause
like
I definitely said the Olympics.
No.
No,
We were
that-
talking about competing.
Yeah.
In.
Oh, mine's
But
still
I-
being...
as
competing.
an audience member,
Yeah, like if you were to go to an event for like a week to like go to the stuff that's around it, like you're going to some event, and it could be in the world, like too. It could be like anything that goes on.
yeah.
What would it be?
Damn.
I
So
do
you
Olympics.
you trip me up with it could be anywhere in the world. That tripped me
That
up.
does trip me
Changed
out
my
too,
answer.
because I in my head think of like the U.S. as
Yeah.
like what do we have, but then you. All right, so let's start in the U.S. and then maybe we can like talk
All
about
right.
different events that go on in the world.
Ooh, all right. I love this question. I have like 4 answers though.
All right,
I have
I'm
like
open
wholesome
to hearing all of
answers. I
them.
have like sports answers. Like
Give them.
all right. So for the first
Rank them, though.
Rank them.
Yeah.
Spit them out, and then you can rank.
The first
rank them now.
The first thing that came to my head, this would probably be at the bottom of the list, honestly, was the Masters. I just think like the whole like golf tournament weekends seems super fucking cool. I know we talked about going like to the WM down in Arizona before, which would have been cool. I think that's gonna change coming up here shortly. Just
As
because of
in-
all the,
Oh, you think they're gonna like?
yeah.
I think so too. My
Yeah.
dad and I were talking about that. I think it's something's gonna.
So like I don't know. 'Cause so
What?
the Waste Management is a tournament it's a PGA tournament in Arizona that they have every year, and like most PGA like professional tournaments are very like, you know, collared shirt, fucking like country club,
Yeah.
golf etiquette, like serious quiet events, whatever. The WM is like a fucking frat party.
Really?
Like people are just getting fucked up and like throwing beer cans on the course and stuff. Like if someone hits a hole in one, so there's like a famous hole, like it's hole 16, I think, on the course, and there's like these grandstands that surround the green.
Mm-hmm.
And so if someone makes a great shot, like people go crazy and are just throwing beers. Like fucking Joel Damon took his shirt off on the green one day because he took like it's like a party. So it seems really fucking cool to go to. But like the last few years, people have been really catching on to the fact that that's how it is. And I think there was like a ridiculous amount of arrests and like hospitalizations last year. So I feel like the PGA is going to be like, hey, we got to like chill out on this. But
Do they let them hit?
What
Or
do
is
you
it like
hit?
ruckus, like when they're like...
The players actually play. Like the
But
player,
like, are people screaming when they're
the-
about
I don't
to
know.
hit?
I don't know, actually.
I only know
That's
that hole, to
crazy.
be honest. So I can't really. I
'Cause I
can't
know
say that the
that's
whole
huge.
course is played out
Yeah.
like that. But I know the hole you're talking about. Like it's like the Green Monster, like at Fenway. It's
Yeah.
like they have these big walls around the
Yeah.
green.
We'll have to show you pictures of it. It's fucking sick. But I don't know if they can like yell during like while they're like teeing off or anything
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
what I know.
I doubt it. But the Masters is like very different, but like that I feel like that's like the pinnacle of like golf tournaments, professional
Yeah,
golf tournaments.
I would
So
agree.
I think that'd be really fucking cool to go to. Just like how much we've all
Didn't they just
started
have
to
the
love
Masters?
sport.
Back in like what April?
What was,
Yeah,
like-
it's pretty early.
It's
in
like
the
one of
spring.
the earlier ones. The Open is in
What was
like
the
a
most
month.
recent? Because remember I was telling you guys
Players?
Trevor Lawrence there and had that big one
Like-
of the holes was like just like an island almost.
I think it's Players.
Island Green.
Players was pretty recent, and then
might be. It could have been the Open though,
the Open hasn't happened yet.
or the U.S. Open happen.
U.S. Open's in like a couple weeks, I think. like mid
Well,
or end of August. But I
it's
could be.
probably the players then. I don't know. But yeah, I think that'd be super fucking cool. The other thing in the U.S., which I would rank this higher even than the Masters, would be the hot air balloon festival in New Mexico.
That's sick.
That would be sick.
I've seen
There's
that.
one in Turkey, which I'd rather go to.
Yeah, that one looks sick.
That's like the fucking like I don't know what they actually call it, but like hot air balloon festival, whatever. And it's all the hot air balloons taking off. That'd be super fucking cool. I know they do one in New Mexico. That's like a little more reasonable to get to.
Do you know when it is?
I remember I was looking at it last year. I want to say it's in the fall, but I might be wrong. But
Should
we
go
should
to it
fuck,
next year.
Yeah, or
I would
this
do it.
year, bro.
My dad's done it, and he said it was crazy.
Really, he's been
gone,
there.
not in like the festival thing, but he's gone up in a hot air.
Oh,
balloon
really?
Before, yeah.
See,
Because
this
they happen in Maine all the time. I
Yeah.
remember looking out my window multiple times.
Hot
There's
air
always
balloons?
hot air balloons. Always.
That's wild.
in
What
Maine.
he's
I don't know
talking about
why.
though is like
No,
I,
it's
haven't,
like
I don't
the-
know if I've seen that.
the sky's like filled with them. Like it's a shitload
That's
of people that
hundreds
all
of
get
them.
hot air balloons and go up. It's really fucking cool looking.
That'd be cool.
So yeah, we should see if we can fucking do that. So I guess like okay, so it'd be like Masters, New Mexico Hot Air Balloon Festival, and then I guess right above Hot Air Balloon Festival in New Mexico would be Hot Air Balloon Festival in fucking Turkey, which would be super cool. But I really want to go to one of my coworkers did a trip a lot like yours where he went to Europe and just backpacked around for a couple months, and he ran with the bulls
oh,
in
that's sick.
Spain.
That's a good
Like
one.
legitimately
Sick.
ran with them. And I was like, asking him about it. He's like, yeah, we saw people get like fucked up by bulls, like all this shit. But I think it'd be really fucking cool to do that.
Yeah, that would be sick.
That would be super fucking cool.
Yeah.
There's also there's that festival I think it's in India with the powder, the dyed powder.
I don't know if I've seen
I
that.
forget what it's called. Dolly maybe?
I know what you're
Uh,
talking about
Dolly's
because
a-
Coldplay made a music video about it.
Really?
I think so.
I think in Dolly they they do it in like Tibet too. Maybe it's just in Tibet, not India. I'm definitely messing up some details here, but
I think I know what you're talking about.
one of those festivals,
Those are
like
cool.
people just like walk through the streets and they have these like dyed powders, and you wear like a white t-shirt and they just like you just get covered. It looks
That's
super fucking fun too.
You don't want to go to the Thailand one where they all have water guns and just squirt each other with water.
When was that?
It's like right after we left in Thailand, they have this like once a year. Everyone, I don't know what it's some affiliation to a holiday they're there, and everybody, the entire street, everyone has a water gun. And you just-
Really?
That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, that'd be super
giant-
fucking
it's
fun.
like
dude,
just-
we should do that here.
It's just like Bangkok, like just does. I don't know if it's all of Thailand, but I know Bangkok like does it, and it's just like the whole city.
We should.
Oh,
This
no.
happens every time we record. It's
Yeah.
fucking fireworks.
Happened the other night too.
Hopefully fireworks.
Yeah.
Dude, we should start the first annual Denver water gun fight.
That'd be cool.
That'd be super fucking
Where would we
fun.
do
water
it, though?
balloons, dude, it's like fucking
With all the
Market Street.
homeless around, bro.
Some would take it too far.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, gunfight in Denver?
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh.
I'm there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be my list though, I think.
it's a good list. A lot of really cool events.
How about you, big guy?
But, definitely the Super Bowl would be one of
Yeah.
them. Preferably a Jaguars Super Bowl,
Okay.
which will
You gotta
probably
make
happen
one
for
first.
another 20 years.
Yeah.
But in America, Super Bowl. I don't know. That's probably it. And then the Olympics,
Yeah. Olympics
which
would
I
be
mean, 4
fucking
years
cool.
I'll be in America anyway. But
Yeah. Yeah, we should try to go
specifically
to
a track and field.
Yeah, Olympics would be sick.
something. Go watch the javelin.
That would be
I'd watch
very,
that
very
one,
cool to
crazy.
go to.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Where's that hosted?
The
Here?
Olympics?
Yeah.
I don't
This year
remember.
it's in like
What's in Paris?
It's in
this
Paris,
summer.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
But I don't
going
know
When
where
it
the
comes
next
to
one
America,
is.
it's in like a couple different venues, right?
I thought that was the
think
World
one of-
That's
Cup.
the World Cup is bouncing around.
I don't know that
The
the,
World Cup
Olympics
is
are here
bouncing around.
next.
I don't know.
I know the World Cup is, and then they've been talking about bringing the winter ones here, but I don't know that we're in the lineup as of right now.
for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's lame.
But that it would be sick to go to. What would be your events that you'd go? Say you
Yeah.
have like 3 events you can go to. What would
Yeah.
they be?
All track and field.
What would they be though? What events?
4x2 relay. 100-meter dash,
Yeah. I feel like that's
and then probably just the 200.
that's fair.
That would
Yeah.
be sick.
Yeah, those would be fun to watch.
I want to say like high jump or jab would be fun to go to as well, but those,
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
lower down the list. I
Yeah.
feel you. The sprints are fun to watch.
Yeah.
They are. They're very entertaining. Like the thing, I think that's what's cool, and like unique about the Olympics is like everyone tunes into things that maybe you're just not normally ever watching.
Yeah,
like these
100%,
events, like,
bro.
But I actually like tune in, lock in, like and you follow like their stories, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've never fucking watched gymnastics outside of the
Yeah.
Olympics, and I never
Mm-mm.
will.
But it's like sick when you're
Yeah.
watching that, or like the swimming, and you're watching like these people just compete
yeah,
at like the top level. It's just sick.
just elite athletes.
That'd
It's
be
cool to see
sick.
what they do.
Yeah.
What
Would
about
you-
you? Oh, go ahead.
Whoa.
If you were to go to the Super Bowl, would you get fucked up or would you stay sober for it?
I think that'd depend if the Jaguars are in there or not.
Okay.
So if they are, you wouldn't get fucked up?
I'd dial back unless they're
Okay.
like halftime and up by 21 points.
Yeah.
I probably would be like more stressed out.
What if they're down by 21 points at halftime?
I wouldn't be touching any alcohol.
Really?
I'd be getting shit faced after the game probably, but I wouldn't touch any during those last like.
In case they came back, or like?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'd be shitting at the Falcons' Pats. I'd be like, oh no, I'd just
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I would agree with
Any other team though, not the Jaguars, I'd be fucking hammered.
Good shit. What about you, buddy? You got anything in mind?
that. I definitely would do the Super Bowl. That's like top up there too. I would definitely love to go to it. My dad and I've been like, we're going to one in our lifetime at least together.
Yeah.
Like that's just a non-negotiable. We'll be at
Yeah.
one together. Don't know who will be playing, but we'll be there. Kentucky Derby's been up there for me for a long
Damn.
time.
That's a
I still have
safe.
another one too whenever you're done.
I've been really wanting, and I've talked to friends, and I've had friends from either Kentucky or like the area or like at work, friends have gone to it. I've talked to them, and it's just like, that's just one where it would be so fun to be in the area and like maybe run into some celebrities. You're all dressed up. You're
Yeah.
like, again, watching a sport that maybe you have no preconceived ideas or like knowledge of, but you're there and you're locked in and like, just a really cool
taking
event.
bets.
I'd
all
be
that
walking
shit,
around
dude.
like I'm a Shelby.
Yeah,
I'd be
like-
wearing a pea
Exactly.
coat. I'd be
Everyone
wearing it
is,
all.
dude.
Like
Exactly. Like that. I think that's like really high up there for me too. I really would love to go to the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
I don't know what else though. I mean, Super Bowl, Olympics would be great. All of the yours were like sick. Pete, I would definitely love to do any of those. I feel like, what is it like? Not Mardi Gras.
That would
is
be a
that
good
down
one,
Mardi
too.
Gras?
Would be
Mardi
sick,
Gras.
too.
Is
That'd
that
be
New
nuts.
Orleans? Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be really cool to go
Yeah.
to. I'm trying to think of in the world though. Like,
You always talk about Tanzania, the Great Migration.
I don't know if you can qualify that as, I guess, an event, but that's
I'd say it's an event for sure.
That's like, that would probably be number one. And that's like on my bucket list is like before I'm 30, that's been on, like, that is a goal of mine, is like hike Kilimanjaro, go for like maybe 3 or 4 weeks. Half of the trip is the hike, half is watching the Great Migration. So
Yeah.
that would be like, that's a bulk trip that I'm just like, that's on before I'm 30. That's a goal. So yeah, maybe if that's a event, then
I count it.
yeah, that'd be one. Like that is for sure one.
That's
'cause-
top of the list.
yeah, that would be like, if I could have gone anywhere at this point in my life already, it would have been either like Australia for the reef or there. But it's
Yeah.
money. I think it's
Yeah.
to do that with a Sherpa and then to do that whole trek and the migration, I think would cost an arm and leg for my age. Maybe it'll be attainable in a couple years. That's why I think 30 is attainable. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that would be my list. There's
You need a
probably-
Sherpa to climb Kilimanjaro?
Yeah, you do. I don't think you can just go climb it. You need a Sherpa for at least like,
How high is it? Do you
I
know?
think Kilimanjaro is 19 something.
1,000?
Yeah, I
So
think
what's
it's
that, like 6,000 meters?
yeah.
I
I
just
think
know once you get up to
I think
those
you
heights,
need,
start
and you
talking
have
about
to
the 8,000
acclimate. Like you
meters.
got to keep you do like what you do on Everest and those other ones where you go up, you come back.
base camps and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Kilimanjaro is just like one where I can wrap around my brain that's like attainable too, where it's like I don't think I'm ever gonna be put in that much harm's way.
Yeah.
But it's also gonna be like still a grind and a half.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, that's right there. That's
That'd be
on
fucking
that's
cool.
on the list.
Yeah.
We'll get there. So
What did
Yeah.
you think of during the middle of that? You said you thought of a new one.
I've been itching to go to like the Daytona 500.
that's
Or
a great
something
one
like
too.
that.
Really?
I've been looking at like those car events.
Yeah.
It's kind of sick. That's just the perfect thing to just like
Yeah, that
grab
would
a
be
couple
cool.
beers with some buddies and just vibe.
See, my dad always says that like he wants to go to a NASCAR race.
I would really love to do it, but it had to be the big one.
I don't know if I'd enjoy it.
I didn't think so either for a long time, but I feel like looking at videos, it's pretty badass.
And
Really?
I have coworkers who were like in Alabama and they would like they went to school there and they would go,
yeah,
and he was telling me they would like camp out. Like they spend like a night or two the night before, and they have like events, and like artists will come, and then you literally like wake up out of your tent and like go. And
That's
then it's
cool.
like NASCAR, and it's just like
I think it's crazy. Like,
yeah, I feel like that'd be
like you
cool.
see it on videos and stuff. But I think when you actually see how fast those guys are going, it's kind. I bet it's like it's just adrenaline.
It probably is.
Adrenaline all around. Like
it-
it's just. I think it's one of those events that looks kind of dumb on TV, but when you're there, you're just gonna be loving
I
it.
feel like it doesn't even look dumb. I feel like it looks epic.
always
Like
thought it
everyone's
was
got like
stupid.
shirts off. Like
I think it looks a
paint.
little dumb.
I
But it is
I
very.
can't I would never watch NASCAR.
That's
It is
fair.
very like America. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it is kind of badass in that sense. Like it's
Mhm.
very fucking just like pure fucking
Adrenaline,
yeah,
gasoline,
just fucking engines,
killing the
baby.
CO2.
what about like
We're killing
F1 or
them.
like
I was just
Monaco?
gonna say that. I was literally just gonna say.
Monaco.
You
Like,
made me think of that Monaco.
Yeah,
the
that'd be
F1
cool.
Monaco race would be really fucking cool. Should be on a yacht somewhere watching
yeah,
that shit.
just like on the coast.
That whole, I mean, all the F1 weekends just seem so fucking cool to go to, though. Like, that's a party all weekend, too. That seems like a lot of fun. And again,
Close.
it's like one of those sports that, like you said, like, I don't know much about it. I mean, I've watched, like, the Netflix series and stuff, but I don't follow it closely. So it'd be really fucking cool to watch that.
cool part about those two is like I feel like anytime I've been at an event that I have no like
Dude,
idea.
they're always shooting that shit off.
Yeah, they're really getting after it tonight.
Yeah.
I feel like when I'm at those events too, though, it's cool because I feel like everyone has the same like mindset where it's like no one knows anything, but we're all tuning in. And we're like, all right, this guy has this track record, and then everyone's
Yeah.
like trying to find things. You're all like, oh no, this is my guy, and you're like, everyone's like, you knew him a day ago. But
Yeah.
you're all locked in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's fun to go to. Like that'd be cool.
Yeah, 100%.
That'd be fun.
And it's in Monaco. Like, that's just
That
fucking
would be
sick.
great.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
That'd be super.
Everything, yeah. That's a whole list. You put all those together. That's a hell of a agenda.
There's a chance we're going to fucking, I don't know how you pronounce it, Carnival, whatever it is in
Is
Brazil.
that in Brazil?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have no
In
clue what
February.
that entails, but
I don't either, but from what I hear,
eventful.
it's something to be excited about. So
Sign me
see.
up.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's an ongoing list of things that I learn about, though. Like the list of events I want to go see just keeps expanding.
And the cool part too is like a lot of those events you like there you have the odd chance of like running into someone very famous, which is pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
just randomly.
Yeah.
I guess that maybe could be another question. Like say you're at one of your dream events, like who would you want to run into?
I don't know. I feel like that depends where you are, too, though.
I guess that's fair.
I've never met a celebrity in real life.
Really?
Never. Not once.
That's
I'm trying to think of celebrities I've met. I've met Gronk.
Like, no one even remotely famous.
I haven't met a ton. Gronk. I'd have to like actually deep dive my thumb drive
Yeah.
here and pick through that.
Have
thing.
you?
Oh,
ever
yeah.
met anyone famous? Who?
Oh yeah,
Met-
you've served like famous
I've
people.
served. Yeah, Johnny Damon knows me by name.
Oh, yeah?
Yankees player. Yeah, because he'd always come in where I worked in Florida when he got his fucking thing going on. Not a good thing.
Oh.
He got like a DUI or something.
Oh, shit.
And he was always in there drinking.
Did
I'm
you
like, this
did
is
you
fucked.
did you overserve him?
No, it wasn't because of me. It was like after all the backlash.
Yeah.
I met Evander Holyfield, who's a big time boxer.
Mm-hmm.
I met Nick Swartzen. I told you guys Nick Swartzen like 3 months ago
Who's that?
in a fucking bar. The comedian that's always making movies with Adam Sandler and shit.
Mm. I bet you if I'd recognize him.
You'd
if I
know
saw him.
exactly who it is.
Yeah,
I
if I
sent you
saw
a
him.
picture. I thought
Maybe.
I guess I've met football.
he did
or
not
seen a
wanna
lot of
meet
football
me.
players.
Yeah.
I met a bunch. I mean, old Patriots players. I got a million autographs from random backups.
I'd like never have,
And I've-
dude.
No, either football players. I've seen a bunch like in public too, like
I met-
near me.
Yeah.
I met Michael Myers, the new 2018 movie Michael Myers.
Really?
I served him. I served a bunch of WWE guys, like Mojo something. Bunch of them. I don't remember. They're all
That's cool. If there was one celebrity you could meet, who would it be?
they're all dead. Gene Wilder,
Yeah.
probably. Fuck, I don't know.
I don't know
You don't
either.
know?
It's a loaded.
I
question.
met Peyton Manning, so
Yeah.
I would to Peyton Manning
He's
if
on
I had
your
met him
list.
already. But Gene Wilder.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a loaded question. I'd love to meet Brady. Like obviously, I'd love to meet. I've been like right in front of Brady. Like I've been
Yeah.
there with like in front of Brady, but I don't know. Like actually meeting someone. I feel
Me.
like yeah,
Probably
probably
like shake their hand, have a conversation with them.
yeah,
for
like
like
actually
5
sit
minutes.
down,
Yeah.
and talk.
I'm
I don't
surprised it wouldn't be Brady for you.
I mean, I love Brady. Like, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I could think about it more, and there might be somebody else that I would rather spend time and talk to for a few. I don't know though.
Actor?
I don't know. I think I'd rather meet someone who's been like live, not like in movies. To be honest,
You're thinking like travel guys then, right? Or no, like
Not
people,
even that. Like,
people
I
from
don't-
other countries, religious figures from other countries or stuff like Gandhi or something.
I don't know.
Jesus.
MLK, that'd be cool. My grandfather went to school with him, but
Really?
That's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
yeah, he like knew their whole like family, which was pretty cool.
That's insane.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's a really good question. Who would you meet?
Who would I meet?
Casey Neistat.
No, I think like Joe Rogan would be fucking.
That'd be
cool.
Joe
cool.
Rogan would be badass, dude. I would love to fucking have a beer.
Like if
with
we're
Joe
talking
Rogan.
about like having a conversation with somebody,
Yeah,
I feel like Joe Rogan would be like
that would be a very cool.
probably be good to have a conversation with.
I would agree.
It's kind of what he does.
Maybe like J-Lo.
Joe Rogan, get us on your podcast.
Aniston.
Here we go.
Now we're talking.
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus, Dua Lipa. That'd be a cool
Ew.
one.
Yeah.
I'd have conversations, elongated conversations.
Yo.
How long? 5 minutes? 30 seconds?
That conversation would go like this. You'd walk up drooling and you go, "Pretty girl."
Oh, pretty girl. I'd be like spitting bubbles.
And
She's
they'd be like, security.
"Hey, your 5 minutes is up." What? Huh?
Huh? What do you mean? I
over?
just got here. She's like, "Yeah, you just drooled for 5 minutes. You just stared at me and drooled."
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Got the 5 minutes in.
5 minutes of drooling.
5 minutes of,
All right.
bubbles.
If you could have a full-blown conversation. No, let me rephrase. If you could.
Have sex.
Yep.
With
Gene Wilder.
Same
no.
answer.
Gene Wilder.
Repeat my last one.
If you could get advice, life advice from one person, who would it be?
Oh, Jesus. Probably the same guy.
Gene Wilder?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't
You think he
know.
was like,
Gene Wilder's like a god to me.
really?
Yeah.
Even like his life, though?
Yeah, he had a pretty good life.
I don't know much about him outside of.
Oh, you know what?
Charlie and the
This
Chocolate
might be
Factory.
actually kind of. I would really like to talk and like get life advice from Walt Disney,
Okay.
but like I know he has some stuff trickling out from his background. It's
Really?
Not a very popular choice
Did he do
anymore.
some controversial shit? I
Yeah.
mean, that was a long time ago that he was
Yeah.
famous, so.
But
Or
Walt
I guess
Disney
he's
would be
still famous.
really.
That'd be cool.
That'd be a good.
No, I
one
think
for
that
me.
would be sick.
Super knowledgeable businessman and probably like an insanely creative mind. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and
that would
nuts.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, in the most cliche way ever, I feel like my best advice has come from the people like closest to me. So probably like pops or grandpops. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like a
But you can get life advice from them. This is like someone that like a celebrity, right? Or
right.
Someone,
So if I were to bring it
Yeah.
back
Not
to
even
that,
necessarily life advice, just like someone whose brain you'd like to pick, you know?
then maybe someone who's had a ton of influence. Honestly, like maybe like MLK. Genuinely,
Yeah.
maybe someone who's been like
Larger
very
than life.
influential in some point in history
Yeah.
that wasn't like corrupt.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe MLK. I mean, that'd be a very cool conversation.
Yeah.
I would love that. He pretty much changed our entire perception of like people and society.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe him or like maybe go back to Lewis and Clark, see what they
They'd
were
be
up,
good to
they
talk
were
to.
up to, see what their first impressions of like the world, that the other side of
Yeah.
like exploration. I don't know. It's a tough question. There's a lot of people. I'd probably have to like sit and actually find a couple names.
Yeah.
How
That's
about
fair.
you?
Dude, I don't know.
It's a tough question.
It is a really hard question.
It's a good one though. I mean,
An answer that this is gonna sound so fucked up. I don't even know if I can put this in. An answer that came to my head, and I'm not looking for life advice, but a brain
Hitler.
that I would like to pick would be Adolf Hitler.
I mean,
Damn.
I don't.
I think everyone feels
Yeah.
that to some extent.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, what the
He-
fuck is going on in that dude's head?
A lot of psychologists and like people who have like,
Yeah.
been in that realm have wanted to agreeably think
Yeah,
of that
like
as
study
study.
the way that fucked up head works.
Yeah, Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer would be cool.
Or what about fucking Albert Einstein?
Yeah, bro. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think of this from like a outside of the box perspective of like whose brain would like I don't have to agree with a single fucking thing, but whose brain
Who's
would
your
be
director?
genuinely,
Your man.
Christopher Nolan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a
that's a
cool
good
one.
answer. That's probably, yeah.
Because he's not just a director. He like is like also a.
He's a psychopath, bro. He's fucking crazy.
Well, he also
Is
thinks
he
very out
actually?
of the box. Like his
That's what I mean
ideals
by
are very
crazy.
Quentin
like.
Tarantino's kind of fucking
I
crazy
love
too.
his movies.
Quentin
too.
Tarantino's a sick fuck, first
He's
of all.
fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, but like again, that'd be a super interesting mind to pick, regardless of whatever.
Whitey Bulger.
People that just think differently. Yeah, Whitey Bulger, like fucking.
I'd get in a fight with someone that thinks differently though. Like I wouldn't want to fucking
You can
talk to
argue,
Biden.
yeah. I mean, that's fine. I don't know. Anytime I get in a situation where I'm the fucking
That fly's been eyeing you this whole time,
Yeah,
bro.
it's still on you.
He wants you.
He's right there. No, you got to hit him.
No, I think he killed
dude.
him.
He's on my Johnson. I'm not gonna hit him.
Yeah, you got to take it for the team,
What
man.
Johnson?
What
You
Johnson?
just gotta
Fuck.
Hawk
I
Tua.
had a thought too.
Spin on
who
that
was just talking
thing.
about? Whitey Bulger. Damn. Oh, I was saying, anytime that I get in a situation where I'm talking to somebody whose perspective is like notably different than mine, I feel like I'm just kind of naturally step back and like I don't even argue. I'm just like, I want to know what you think about these things and why.
It's a
this
good
weird,
perspective.
like,
That is a good
curiosity
perspective.
hits me. Of,
It's
like,
how I feel like a lot of people should think.
Yeah, that's
the
Like
problem.
I think a lot of our world is very like jumps to conclusions and automatically like infers the worst in people.
yeah.
And if you have that mindset where you're like, I'll sit back, I won't argue until maybe you're done, and then we can talk.
I mean, it takes participation from both people, right? Like, a lot of people are very quick to be like argumentative, or like defensive. I feel like a lot of times, like both people have to just be open and willing to being like, "This is what I think," and then the other person can be like, "Well, I don't agree at all, but like that's fine. Here's what I think." Like, those conversations are cool to me. So, if I could find someone I could do that with, I don't know. That's kind of the thought I was approaching that question with.
No, I think that's pretty fair. I guess on that strain, are we good to keep rolling here?
Yeah.
On that strain, we kind of jumped a ton of different people there, and it got me thinking like, and maybe I don't think we've discussed this on the pod thus far, and maybe we have outside, maybe that's why I'm thinking like this, but if you had to live in a different era, you were born in a completely different era, what era would you be living in?
All right, here's where this answer gets tough, because there's another, I don't know where I heard this. I think it was on another podcast. It's like everyone thinks if they go back to the Dark Ages, they're going to be the knight in shining armor or the king.
No,
And
you'll just die by
there is
Black
a
Plague.
99.9999% chance that you are peasant number 7036 that dies of the fucking bubonic plague.
Yeah,
like,
that's
you are
pretty
a
fair.
nobody. So
The answer
or
can't
like-
be now. So that's what I'll say right now. Like, I love where we are, and I'm
Yeah.
happy. I'm happy with this era, but you have to go back.
So are we operating under the assumption that like you're good?
I know what
You're
his
You're
good.
in
is.
an okay
your
position.
assumption is
I know what
you're
yours is too. So I
His
want
is
I want
easy.
you to say yours. So
All right. Mine would be the 20s.
okay, yeah.
I wanted to say it so I could prove I knew it.
Yeah.
Mine would be the 20s. I just like
No, we were both thinking.
the ambiance of like, I love Gatsby, and
Mhm.
obviously like to your point, like how everything is not always like gonna be. But I don't know. Life is very simple and very, I would say a lot more wholesome at that point. Things were still obviously like developing, in the next 20 years to follow were not developing. A lot of chaos and
Yeah.
controversy in the world. But if I don't know, I think the 20s would be pretty cool to grow up in a country that's one just like starting to peak and like getting its footing, and everyone's like the opportunity at like 13 years old is much higher than it would be now. Like
Yeah.
you have a lot more just like, I don't know, a lot more free roaming, and I feel like the 20s, the perception of the 20s is just like extravagance, like wild parties, like the excitement. It's like, I don't know, bustle. And I think that'd be a really cool era to live in. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lot more simple. You get rid of the phones and like
Yeah.
maybe you actually have to write a letter and put some thought into something.
God forbid, dude.
God forbid. So
I'd rather
I don't
just
know.
tweet it.
20s would be cool. I would enjoy that. Maybe I'd actually meet a girl, not just like through a fucking my phone.
Meet a girl
Which
with
would be cool.
class.
Yeah, like it'd be cool. It'd be a cool.
which is rare now.
Well, they're there. You just gotta do some mining.
Small few.
Yeah, you gotta dig
But it
through
probably,
Same with guys,
probably
too, I
goes
guess.
both
Shit a little
ways. I was
bit.
about to say it probably goes very much so
Yeah, that's
both
fair.
ways. But
Not me.
all right, your era. I think
50s or 70s?
Yeah, I was gonna.
I don't
say.
know though. I'm back and forth.
Not
I'd go right
60s.
now 50s.
Not 60s.
No, fuck the 60s.
Okay. What's
You know
different
why?
about?
What?
I
Huh?
don't know why. All right.
70s.
We can leave it.
70s.
Okay.
Not 50s.
Give me
Just
your-
because of the
give me-
cars and the vibes,
Okay.
and the underage drinking and the partying.
There is a whole lot of like lust and like. There's a lot of great like lore behind that era. So I
Right.
can
Was
see that.
Woodstock in the 70s?
I think the
Or is
first
that
one was.
60s?
I think it was the 70s.
That'd be fucking cool.
It might have been like 69, so I don't know.
Would you? Yeah. Would you just be fucking dropping acid and
I wouldn't. I
Listen
don't
to
fuck
the
with
Beatles.
that. I don't do psychedelics.
yeah?
I wouldn't be like that. I don't know.
70s be cool.
I just want to cruise around like an actual car that's not like made of like
You were built
shitty
for that era.
materials and-
You,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
would be perfect in
yeah,
that.
you would suit. That would suit you.
Like
well.
the intro to Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
Every day of my life, I want it to be like that.
Skateboards and like pickup
Yeah.
trucks and arcades. Everyone's meeting. You're
Mhm.
picking up girls playing pool. Yeah, that's a good era.
You would love that.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
like What is like Stranger Things is probably like set right around that.
I think that
time.
is
Probably,
70s. Right? Because Cold War with Russia. 60s,
Probably pretty
70s.
close. Like
Yeah.
around. I don't know to be honest, but
We might have been later than that. I don't know.
it's a good answer though. I could have probably picked that for you as well.
Yeah.
But- all right, Pete. You going Romans or you going Athens?
We're
What
going
we-
Asian Greece, dude.
I
That's
was
crazy
gonna
that
say
you sniped that.
Greece.
That's crazy that you sniped that. Yeah, it'd be badass, bro. It was like literally just like the development of like
You don't think it'd be like similar to the peasant thing with the medieval thing though? Because it was a
it would,
lot
but
of,
we're under the assumption that like I'm not peasant number
Oh, we're good.
7023.
He's got the safety card.
Yeah, I'm I'm
You're,
Marcus Aurelius
royalty.
or whatever. Yeah, I think that'd be fucking badass. Like just the development of arts, philosophy, like architecture is super fucking
Would
cool.
be
Like
very-
one of the things that I took a course in college about, it was literally just about ancient Greece. One of the things that was really cool was all like the military developments, which like, yes, there's a lot of that now, but it's all like back then it was just like tactics and like formation. It was like a giant game of chess. Like it was a lot.
like what the Trojans did and shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Land,
first of
too.
all,
Not the
I found out
Trojans.
recently
Um,
that the Trojan War is not real.
oh, you were talking about this, yeah.
Did you
That's
know that?
crazy.
Enlighten me.
Trojan War is all mythology.
Confirmed.
Helena of Troy.
Confirmed.
Dude, I hope so. Someone's gonna call me out for this shit. I'm like 90% sure the whole Trojan War.
Where'd you get
But at
this
least
from?
the Trojan horse.
This wasn't
not a
from a
real
TikTok
story.
video, right?
Helen of Troy was not real. Like it didn't happen. It was mythology.
You're about to tell me that like Zeus wasn't real, and I'm about to
No,
lose-
that shit was
Oh,
real.
all right,
That
thank
shit was
you.
real. No,
Yeah,
I came before.
Thank
nah.
God.
Yeah, no, it's like cool that I don't know, it's just I mean, obviously it was a whole different world, but like the development of things that are like now very
Do you think the Trojan horse was real though?
no, it wasn't. I just said that.
Oh, I wasn't listening
It wasn't real.
because I don't
You weren't
believe you.
listening.
I just watched this whole thing play out, and that was great.
It wasn't real. That one's that I'm most sure that was
That
not
was like
real.
the thing.
And I don't think Helen of Troy was real either. Like I think the whole Trojan War was mythology, which is crazy. But
You
like
think
Troy
or you know?
didn't exist.
Where'd you get this from?
Troy didn't exist.
Where'd you get this from?
I don't remember.
Oh,
See,
boy,
that's where-
Lucas. Oh, he's.
We can fact check me after this. If not,
Yeah.
someone in the comments is gonna
Yeah,
fucking
someone
call
will
me
go
out and be
eat
like, "You're a
that up real
dumbass."
quick.
It's fine. I'm no historian. Yeah, that'd be my pick though. Ancient Greece for sure.
You'd have some great mentorship programs too to follow through with.
Oh yeah, because you have to fuck your mentor.
Yeah,
That's why you
that
want
was
to
the
do
other
that.
thing.
Forget
I
they
learned.
did
That was
that.
the other thing I learned from that ancient Greece class. Was that young? Damn it! This isn't part of my answer.
It is now.
Young boys-
Same sex sex.
Young boys would have would be given mentors who were older men, and they would frequently have sexual relationships.
You'd be a great mentor.
I'd be a great mentee.
Whoa.
We're done. We're out. You'd be a great mentee. Let's be real.
I'd be the best boy.
They'd all be fighting over
I'd be
you.
the goodest boy,
You'd be
dude.
the goodest little mentee there ever was.
Good
You'd be a
Lord.
good little soldier.
You can't give it up to all of them though, because then you get too loose and they won't like you.
All
anymore.
right. All right.
Can I change my answer?
Those are all great eras, though. I mean,
Yeah.
damn, it'd be cool to go back to any of that. But I don't think I would genuinely be happy sticking in any era. But now,
No, I like right now.
yeah, I agree.
There's a lot of fucked up shit right now, to be fair.
Yeah, that is also true.
Like you said, like the phones and stuff. How do you guys feel about technology and phones and the internet?
I like it.
From the
To an
perspective
extent.
of like humans, like a human species.
Two-toned.
Do you think it's good for us?
Two-toned.
Two-toned. Okay.
Because I think there's a good side to it where it adds a lot of like beneficial pieces to our life. We learn a lot faster. We're exponentially learning. We're using it. There's good sides to it. Like you can use it productively. You can learn much more rapidly than you ever could before. You're also able to contact people much faster. And like for our sake of like even our trip, like it saves us so much hassle with like you save a lot of time. You find the best things, you do whatever. And I guess to like your point the other day, we were running and you brought up like, you know, about like artists. Like you're finding better quality in people and things faster because it does blow up on like the internet and you find these like Zach Bryan, like No Con.
Yeah.
So I think to some extent it can be good, but then like I think people abuse it to an extent and we get wrapped up into that like mix.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's,
What do you think's abusing about it?
Like-
How can we abuse it? Or how do we abuse it?
I feel like people who spend like just an overly
just
gross amount of
scrolling on your
time just like
phone.
scrolling or like not being productive with it. And I'm like a victim of that too. I'm not just like, I do it time to time as well. But like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of our society that just like blacks out and goes into a 2-hour TikTok coma and that's pretty much it, which is whatever. But
I don't know if we talked about this. Have you heard about that thing with TikTok? How like I feel like we might have talked about it, but like in China, all they do on TikTok is because algorithm and stuff. If you live in China, all they do is like send out like history stuff. It's all information stuff.
Yeah.
And then out here they purposely like shoot up like dumbass things.
Yeah,
that
like
just,
the algorithm is
stupid
completely
shit.
different, right?
Mm-hmm.
To
It's like a learning experience in China.
make Chinese people smarter and everyone else dumber.
Here it's like there's like a comparison between the algorithms. It's insane.
It's fucking
it's
working,
night and day.
dude. If that's the case, if that's true, I feel like it's fucking working.
Oh, it's 100% working.
I don't know. That's my 2 cents. But I'd love to hear your guys' like take. Or was that it?
It kind of is it. I don't know. I
People are
like
gonna
it.
be like, yeah, it's clearly fucking working. This kid thinks the Trojan War wasn't real.
Yeah. I'm all for it until shit starts getting like iRobot. Then I'll be like, all right, no more.
We're getting pretty
That's the
damn
line.
close.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I mean, is like, because I remember everyone was freaking out. You kind of awoken, I don't know how to say it. You made me realize in media, a lot of things are like kind of being pushed to the aspect of like that's coming way too soon. Because when ChatGPT came out, and then you were like explaining to me how it works and how it's not like how people think like robots are just like coming up with everything and doing all this stuff and like have a mind of their own. And like with the cybersecurity thing, we were talking about like AI and machine learning and stuff like that. And a lot of that's machine learning. There's no AI that's capable of learning on its own yet without like, certain properties being developed. It's just not possible for a robot to like gain human consciousness.
That's when I feel like we're in.
But we're not at that.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
not even close to that.
Right.
Like,
That's
it's not even
Agreed.
from what I've known. I think he knows more about it too. Because when ChatGPT came out, everyone was freaking out. And he was like, dude, this is literally just like, I don't know if you want to explain
If you took a human being and fed every single piece of written literature into their head, that's like what ChatGPT would be.
Yeah.
Like they can just reproduce really, really, really.
But there's
really
no
well.
conscience.
You'd be a great writer because you've consumed every piece of human writing on the planet.
Yeah.
And you just copy and paste from bits and pieces of everything. But it's called an LLM, a large language model. It's like literally based off text, where it's like it just absorbs a shitload of text and just says, okay, here's what, it takes bits and pieces from everything and puts it together in the right way. But I think it's scary, to be honest with you, especially you can use the right code. One thing I heard the other day that was wild too is like the way that it's playing out is the complete opposite of what we thought. because for so long everyone was like, oh, once AI gets big enough, it's gonna wipe out all the blue collar jobs. Like no one's gonna be a machinist anymore. No one's gonna, make fucking plastic. No one's gonna whatever it is. And then, then it's gonna take over the accounting jobs, and then it's gonna take over, the programming stuff, and then maybe down the line it will take over the creative stuff. But it's the complete opposite, because right now we can see videos being produced with AI. We can see photos, some tremendous writing being produced completely with AI, which is really fucking weird. So it's like the point that whoever said this, I think I was listening to a podcast. Half the information I get is from podcasts apparently, but maybe that's where I learned that the Trojan War wasn't real. The person was saying, like, it just shows you how fucking incapable we are of predicting how things are going to play out, which is more scary because we're at a point where we should really be able to know what's going to happen with all the AI developments before we really push forward super hard. So that is a huge topic of conversation.
I'm with that
right now.
I just think
you're probably learning about this a little bit.
It is a
with
lot.
Like regulation, AI regulation is a huge topic of conversation right now.
But from what I've learned from it, as of right now, there's no physical way for AI to get consciousness.
No.
Which is that's the scary part.
Well,
for me at least, because that's what I'm saying. iRobot. That's when things can do things.
I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like
that's
if it
just
ever
not even
gained consciousness, then it can start
That's
making
a whole
its own
different
choices. And if it has enough knowledge of every text, then it can decide to, if it learns to hack, then what it hacks into wherever and does whatever it feels is necessary. Like that's
and we don't even know how to even do that yet.
There's
not even close. That's from what I know.
There's this. No, you're right. It's not there yet.
It's just a whole different ballpark.
I mean, but the thing that people are starting to realize now too is like, what is our definition of consciousness? Like, what does that look like? How can we calculate it? There's something called the Turing test, which is basically to decide. It's some set of criteria that decides whether something is conscious or not, like capable, whether it's a machine, basically.
Well, do you consider plants conscious? Living things?
I know what's conscious.
Depends on your definition
because there's
of
some
consciousness,
plants that
dude.
If you hit a tree hard enough on a bike,
I didn't hit a tree. I flipped over the handlebars after hitting a bump.
that's consciousness.
When
You should go watch
that's
the
when you
last
found
episode,
consciousness.
and then you'll understand the
You should.
reference.
It's quite funny.
That's consciousness.
Because
there's a
some
whole-
plants can feel pain.
Yeah. You think that makes them conscious?
I don't know.
Like what
But
is
a plant also
what is
can't
consciousness?
Drop nuclear bombs. Huh?
Yeah. Okay.
It's wishy-washy.
There's so many weird. I love this topic because there's so many like crazy like we don't know any of the answers. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
we
exactly.
don't know any of the answers. Like what is consciousness? A, B.
I think you have to
like-
feel a specific amount of emotions
So emotion is consciousness.
In
and
understanding.
react to them and address them.
I would argue that consciousness
Because,
is the
like-
ability to formulate your own thoughts.
and opinions. Like,
Do you think
understanding?
Yes, but
Yeah.
I think emotion is part of that. Like I think empathy is part of that. I think jealousy is part of that. So it's like if we have something that's just based on ones and zeros, it's ever going to be able to
Exactly.
interpret empathy, emotion, jealousy.
I just don't even
envy.
know how to fathom like how it would happen.
I don't either.
And that's what I'm
Hopefully
happy about
hopefully
because
it
I don't
doesn't.
think anyone's
Because
pursuing that.
technically, if you create that, you're like, if you're basing consciousness off that, and you created something like that, you'd be technically creating like life.
Well, the concern is that we're going to create an AI. So there's this concept known as the synapse. The synapse is when AI can start producing other AI. So basically it's a snowball effect. It just continues to get smarter and smarter because it keeps teaching itself more and more things. The other thing that people fear is that AI is going to get so smart that although we design it with the purpose to help humans, like make the human species better, at some point AI is going to somehow determine for itself that the best thing for the human species is for the human species not to exist.
See, that's from movies, I feel like.
But that's what people are afraid of.
Because of movies, though.
Yeah,
But, like,
Because,
if
like,
you-
I
if
saw
you
iRobot
have
as a
some-
kid, and that's why I was like, this is crazy. Like,
But
this
if you have some kind of artificial intelligence that controls all the machinery, controls all the weaponry, controls everything that, runs the planet, which could or could not be the way that we're moving, and it suddenly decides the best thing that it can do is get rid of the people, because there are a lot of arguments for how bad people are for the planet or whatever, or even for ourselves, and it just decides to aim everything at fucking all the nukes at Denver, Colorado.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if it
And
just
hit
can
launch.
hack and get in and just be like,
Yeah.
yep, XYZ.
I think there's like protocols that just like it's like
There's no off switch.
Yeah.
no, but there's
once
like
you create that,
things that
it's
you
like-
can develop.
It's like a
to be
cloud.
like don't do this. Like you never ever will you have jurisdiction to do this
Can you account for everything though? And what if
specific thing. When
what if
nukes,
later
I would
on
not.
what if later on it decides like, oh, that decision was made by a human and that's a bad decision. We should override it. Like that's the
I don't
thing.
think they could.
It's just
There's
it's like
procedures
me
that you
telling
can't do
you
that.
don't touch the hot stove. Like it's gonna hurt. But if you're a young kid, you don't know any
But
better,
now
or
think
you
of it
think
like
I'm
this.
wrong.
You tell
touch
me
the
not
hot
to
stove.
touch the hot stove,
Okay.
but there's an impenetrable glass or steel wall around the hot stove.
Yeah.
I can't touch the hot stove. I
Okay.
disagree with you.
Yeah.
I want to touch the hot stove, but I cannot.
Well, you gotta
There's
figure
nothing I can do to touch the hot stove.
out. Better figure out how to make that steel wall fucking pretty impenetrable.
Before you let the kid run around free.
Exactly.
Because once the kid's free and there's no steel wall, then and the kid's free.
Or if the fucking kid's smart enough to go build his own stove
Or you kill the kid before
outside
he
of
can,
the steel wall,
When he has that thought,
Yeah.
kill him.
just kill him. But
But I feel like the problem with like
We're trying to
AI
see
is
there's
I don't
viruses.
think that AI would just be like a thing. Like you kill the thing. Eventually, if it's smart enough, it's like a cloud. It could run through like
exactly.
everything.
Yeah.
It could run through our laptops. It could run, like it wouldn't be like if it has consciousness, but it's not technically living through a physical body.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a concept that's
Yeah.
conscious.
How do you kill an idea?
How do you kill an
How do you
idea?
kill communism?
Well, it's not, but it's not the cloud.
But
It
would
might go
be.
through the cloud, but it's not the cloud.
But how do you kill it then? If it's just an idea, but it's living consciously through everything.
I would
How do
attack it with a
You
virus.
can't turn off the internet.
Yeah.
Well, you can.
You can't.
You could.
You could EMP the entire planet. That's the only
You
way
could.
you could do
That's
it.
it. And
Yeah.
if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
There you go. Then we all die because
You think?
well, we revert to like hunting and gathering for a
Exactly.
long time.
Down. Let's do it.
That'd be kinda
That's
sick.
pretty much
Down.
where that leads. But a lot of people die.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think from what is in those crazy scenarios, maybe we don't have an answer to it now, but I think with how fast we've learned and how we're like doing stuff, I think if it came to that, we're gonna be like 10 times smarter than we are now, and we'd probably have like a way around that.
You think we win?
Yeah.
You think we don't fuck ourselves?
Depends.
Let's say that result is like inevitable. Like if we continue down the path of developing AI, it results in the things that we just talked about. Do you think that we stop it before it's too late?
Is it in the cloud like he was talking about, or are they like robots, like iRobot level?
What's the difference?
Like physically like going around murking humans, or like just like hacking
The
stuff?
ability to physically remove human beings. Like that's the end.
I
think we stop
I
it
think
before
we'd
it's too
win.
He's
late?
saying whether it's like a consciousness that can go through everything or if it's like consciousness in a physical bot.
I think they're one and the same.
One
I
and the
do
same.
too. I think that either
think
way
they're
it
one
would
and the
get to
same.
a cloud because it's
Yeah.
technically you're programming it through numbers and whatever, so it would be in numbers and whatever
Yeah.
everywhere.
I think we win, but I think not many people survive.
Okay.
I think you're plotting a movie for
Think
Hollywood.
about
No, that's already been done.
Yeah.
think
And the
about-
humans lost.
Think about how
Oh, no.
think about how much money there is in developing AI right now.
Mm-hmm.
You think, despite that, we can stop? We can stop. Think about how much money there was in developing oil refineries and how shit that was for the planet, and we did not stop in time. And we're just now. Think of how much money is in gasoline production and sales, and we're just realizing how bad that is for the environment, and now pushing for electric vehicles when it's already we've burned a hole in the ozone.
But the ozone repairs,
Okay,
and we've
We're-
noticed it.
Humans are not the ozone.
As far as I'm concerned, that all those things, as bad as they are and how awful they are,
Mhm.
the Earth is still here.
But-
and the Earth is repairing
you
in
think-
some aspects.
But do you think we caught those things as soon as we should have?
No, and that's why I think humans would all live. But I think we'd catch it,
Okay.
and it would turn into a war.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would.
It'd be us against the AI.
I don't think they would overpower it. I
Okay.
think it'd be a lot of death.
I just don't think we would because you think
I
about
have more faith.
you think
in
about what
humanity.
we're capable of as a human. Think about like if you as a consciousness had the ability to program yourself to go anywhere. Like say it does revert to like say it is AI human and we're at this point where we've gone too far, we're trying to revert it and we're on the brink of war against AI. If AI has the capability to not only access the weaponry and also utilize all of our our communications without us using it, I don't think we win that at all. Think about them being able to use cameras, satellite.
We can still
like
use them.
everything. No, we can't. Like
Yeah, we can.
At that point, how? If they override us, what do we?
We override them back.
You gotta punch them.
It's not a one way street.
I think it
we
is
have
though.
the whatever they know how to do. We taught them how to do it.
But they're learning.
They only know as
exponentially.
much as we know.
But they're learning exponentially. Think about
So you think they
top 10 scientists work on this against. They're working, putting their brains together. That's 10 people. That AI is a ecosystem together. They have all of the scientists' knowledge.
Do you think they're gonna create new elements and stuff like that?
They could. They have.
If it got to that level, that's
a
a whole different. I don't think it
They have the book. They have the playbook to everything. We only have
to what we know.
And they probably have more. They would have more. They would be learning.
They know as much as we know.
It would be learning exponentially.
They don't know anything we don't.
That's why I don't think we would win that. I think it would.
I think they know as much as we know. I don't think they're gonna start discovering stuff.
Oh yeah, they will.
I think so.
I think they already are. I think
think
we're
about-
already using AI to make discoveries right now.
Like to his point in the beginning, you think about the very beginning, ChatGPT knows all of the text, all of everything. It has the knowledge. It has the base script. But then you add consciousness and it's making its own decisions. It can use what we've already got here as its scrapbook, its playbook, and that knowledge. And then it wipes us from communicating and it can communicate. Imagine being in a war where you're like on the ground and you have your bare fist versus something that has technology that's just light years ahead of you.
What are they
That's
using?
What we have now. They would use everything we have now, if not what they would create for going forward, and we would have no communications or anything. Like I
What
just
would they
think we'd
be,
be
though?
fucked. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I just
don't
like
think
listening
so.
right now.
I just think we'd be fucked.
I don't think so. I don't think they learn that much.
I think humans are.
I think the people that know what they're like, that develop this shit every day, all day,
Mhm.
I think they know.
I don't.
I think they do. I really think they do.
Go Google if we understand what's happening inside of GPT-4 right now, because we don't.
Like think as an
We can
example.
trace it a couple of steps down the line, but we can't. They don't know what's when you type a prompt into ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what's happening on like the inside all the way down the
Like
line.
think about, for example, like Oppenheimer. They create the product, but once you let it out into its own existence and let it roam free and you put it into other people's hands, our example would be the AI. It has its own, it runs its own course. You can create the product. The people, to your point,
Mm-hmm.
can create the product, and we can only do that much. But once you let the kid free in the kitchen,
I think that's
no
a
kids.
very radical idea of how it'd all go down, and I don't think it would go down like that either.
I don't either. I don't think it
It
would be
really
like
wouldn't
quick.
just be like quick.
I don't either, but I think that in the end, if it came to it and it was that, I think it wouldn't be good. But I agree. I don't think it would be like a quick, like we let it go and it's just over.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
there
I
are
think it's
people.
more realistic than what it is. Than like everything. I don't know. It just seems like a movie from how we're describing. We're describing movies right now,
We are.
and it's just not.
They probably said the same thing about nuclear bombs too at one point.
I don't know.
I think they did, bro.
I don't think we could fathom nuclear bombs. But that's
But we're not be able to right now fathom this.
That's what I'm saying.
We're like spitballing random movie ideas. But
If
Exactly.
you showed a nuclear explosion to a caveman, he'd be like, "That's God."
mm,
There wouldn't be an explanation for that.
no.
That's the thing. Like,
But I don't know. Maybe it does work in our favor. Maybe to your point, maybe we are smart enough when we program it and it actually helps us utilize resources and gets us to another planet or gets us to do something that we've never been able to do. And then it's like, maybe its idea is, you're right. If your objective is to preserve Earth, fine, but we're going to ship you all to Mars and we're going to help you there.
say we're smart enough. Say we know that there's the potential for those things to happen. Do you think we're disciplined enough not to do it?
No.
if war is involved, no. That's when that's when like America like wants to do something first.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Think about like.
But if everyone knows, if it's like like not one country
Mhm.
knows about it and like they're doing shit behind the people's backs, I think
Well, yeah,
we'd be disciplined if there was like a UN situation with it. But if America found something, they're like, let's just fucking do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
If there's
you
something
think we would. I
Hmm?
mean, think about like I keep using like the nuclear bomb as like a point of reference because it was kind of like the most recent like, I don't know, world altering. I guess there's
Other than
more
I guess
than
like the
that.
internet,
It's just
maybe.
first, yeah. Other than the internet, I don't know. It's one of like it for some reason that reference makes sense in my head, but we didn't even know what it was gonna do really before we dropped it.
on Hiroshima.
So
Or-
we didn't know what the destruction was really gonna look like. There was like a couple of tests in Arizona or whatever, right? But like, we didn't really know what was gonna happen, and we just ripped it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
it
what
goes
if
back
we're
to your
like,
discipline.
what if
It's
someone
like-
built an AI and he's like, I don't really know what's gonna happen.
And then once
but
you send
fuck
it out, it's not like you can put the genie back in the
what if
bottle.
it's like, oh, some guy wants to pay me $100 million to fucking deploy this AI. I don't know.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
I
send
think
it.
that's what comes into like government taking over and being like,
You trust the government to take over in time? That's the question.
depends who's in office.
'Cause I feel like once you click that button and
But
it's out,
then,
it's out.
what about?
I don't think they just send it out.
Half the people. See, this is the argument that's happening everywhere. Like everyone's arguing both sides that you're making right now.
Yeah.
But the government is just people. So probably half the government thinks the same thing that you think, and half the government thinks the same thing that you think.
I just choose to trust it.
Trust what?
The government.
Okay.
You're like, as long as I've got 60 years.
I think there's in the way I think about it, I think there's probably genuinely, I think there's some fuck shit us three right now could not fucking fathom that the government has in their hands.
Yeah.
probably.
And I bet my life on that. There's things that would blow our fucking minds.
Hey, what's that red dot on your forehead?
Imagine.
Dude, that'd be crazy.
And I think we don't know about that. And it's
Take a
being
little
secure
break.
right now. And that's that.
If you guys
know what I
can keep
mean?
Going.
We'll take a break.
I need another drink, you poo, anyway.
Keep that thought though. I enjoyed that conversation.
just
All right,
threw up.
Luke. During the break, you told me that you were surprised that I thought the way that I thought about this.
Yes.
But
But I want you to answer this leaving movies behind.
nothing I've said so far has been a movie plot to me. I think it's all
Really?
realistic. I think it all could happen.
Okay.
I think that's why it's such a conversation. I'm not the smartest person to be talking about this by any means. There are people that are much smarter than me that are a lot more in tune with like the development of AI that would be raising the same concerns. Even the guy the owner of OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT and GPT models,
Oh, shit.
talks about the same shit and like the concerns that he has. You wearing blue on blue?
Yeah, you like it.
It
My jumpsuit.
Would you say that's green or blue?
It's my super
Blue.
suit. Honey?
is kind of green.
It's like a
I don't
teal.
know.
Or not a teal, like a...
It's like a little bit of everything.
An aquamarine,
I'd say it's like a... What is it? A
turquoise,
whitewashed blue?
Okay,
Like a...
Yeah.
Wash.
you're whitewashed.
Yeah, you whitey.
You want to keep that in?
I don't know. I gotta think about it.
All
Oh.
right, keep going.
I don't trust humans with powerful technology because here's the issue.
Well, hold. So should we just stop developing? What'd you say?
Here's the issue. Okay, every like super destructive technology we've created, there's been like an inherent motivation to create it. That's probably not true actually, because I think somebody made dynamite just for the fuck of it.
Well, that dynamite was used to mine
There you
in
go.
Minecraft.
At first, I was like, damn, got him.
No,
And
I
then
think
he's
you're
like,
right. I think it
No,
was
it
just
actually might
mine.
be.
But then he
Also,
dropped...
the creator of Dynamite was someone that like we know. Like it's someone common. I'll have to look it up.
Oh, like in our friend group?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Jared actually
it's-
made
I
that.
think it was Jared.
That was it.
Shout out, Jared.
I think that the motivations to continue to develop AI aren't going to go away. Like there's a shitload of money in developing AI right now. That's why Nvidia is like blowing up if you pay attention to stocks at all. So if there's a shitload of money involved, I trust absolutely no human being to be like, you know what, maybe this isn't the best thing to do. They're not going to put down any of it.
No.
They're not.
Not if the money's there either.
And so I think it would have to be inherently obvious that the direction that AI is heading is potentially bad or most likely bad for human beings. And I think it would have to be inherently obvious to everybody so that that motivation of developing it for the purpose of making money goes away because no one wants to pay for it because it's bad.
But do you even think that would stop
But
it?
even then, if it's inherently bad, then it's probably a pretty good weapon.
Yeah.
In which case, I don't think humans are going to not develop it. So if AI were uranium and we were like, wow, this is a really good power source. We can use this for nuclear reactors and create electricity, really clean energy. And then somewhere down the line, someone realized that it could make bombs. And everyone was like, that's bad. We shouldn't pay companies privately to make clean energy with uranium because it can be used for bad things. The U.S. government stepped right in and said, let's make bombs out of it. So I don't really trust humans with it.
But now,
I
yes
think it'll
and no.
go too far before we
Do you know
catch
how
it.
many bombs we have, right?
Alfred Nobel, who they named the Nobel Prize after, invented dynamite.
That makes sense. That all checks.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool.
What?
Yeah,
Never
right?
knew that, but that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Besides
It's a good fact.
Hiroshima.
Okay. And Nagasaki.
Yep.
Okay.
What are the other devastating bombs that have been dropped?
The automatic weapons. Automatic
Just the,
assault
like
rifles.
on civilians, used to kill, like attack, war, not like
Have you
a
not watched the
What
new
do you
Fallout
mean?
series?
What do you mean?
What nukes have been used on countries to attack, whether it be military bases or civilians?
We had the level 2 cities before we realized that we shouldn't do
Yes.
it anymore.
But how many since then?
0.
And how many countries have bombs that are tenfold of what that was?
A number.
Hundreds,
Okay.
thousands.
No.
Yes.
Thousands
U.S.
of
has over
countries?
1,000 nukes.
Oh. How many bombs? Okay.
Yeah. Like
Sure.
each country. Like
Yes.
So many.
Okay.
Tenfold of what those two were.
Yeah.
And we haven't used them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was an awful thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched a video on like why it happened
Mm-hmm.
and how that was. Could never explain why, but genuinely there is a very smart reason why that had to happen, and that was the only thing that could have happened.
Okay.
And like they had nothing else to do. That had to happen.
Okay.
That was the only response to work because there was some shit going on. I
Sure.
guess. Nothing's happened since. But all these countries, even not even huge countries, have access to nukes, and no one's using them.
Mm-hmm.
Even with what's going on in Russia and Ukraine,
Yeah.
which could count as nuclear warfare, or not count it, but like that could call for it
Yeah.
if so happen. But they're not using it. Easily could do it, but humans know not to do that.
I think that's a good
Do
point.
Like we have
do you
so
think-
much power in our
Do you
hands.
think that the first 2 detonations of AI are enough to warn us and not enough to wipe us out?
Yeah.
See, I think it's different though. I think the analogy is similar to the beginning and like the motivation. I think the motivation is similar. Like the lead up is similar, but I think the aftermath would be different because I think to your point, it's a good point. Like you're right. Like
Yeah.
we have all of the capabilities. A lot of countries do. But with nukes, we have the choice. Once you click, I think it's a one-time affair with AI. Like I think once someone creates that, and we talked about consciousness, it adds a third party. And when that third party is created, it's no longer up to us who uses it. I think whatever country decides to create it, it's not like, oh, who holds the AI? I think it's the AI is the AI.
It's like if you
But you think people aren't gonna
if
go
you
into
built
the-
a nuke, if the nuke was a little person and you're like, your job is to blow shit up,
Mm-hmm.
and then you gave that nuke the ability to make more nukes, And it was like, my job is to blow shit up. I'm going to make a fuckload of these things and blow them up. Well,
Like I think once you take that genie out of the bottle, it's different than with the nukes.
exactly
Like right now,
what people
once
are
it's
saying.
out of the
It's
bottle
exactly what
with the
people are
nukes, we have
saying.
still have the choice. But I think once we click the button and we click enter,
Can you put it back in the bottle?
that
Can't
can't
put the
be
genie
put back in the bottle. I think once the
You
AI
think
is
it's going to
out,
be like extreme? Like that's the first.
if it can learn on its own expansively and exponentially learn on its own, it's a third party. It's
What
not
if
us
people-
anymore.
You just
What if
learn.
you put a
you just,
blockage on how much it can learn?
how?
I don't know, but I think if people who I think they're smart enough to realize.
See, I
that.
get what you're saying. You're
Do you
talking
know what
about
I
like
mean?
the wall against the stove.
There's,
Yeah.
I think
you
they're
could-
not just gonna be like, oh my god, this has consciousness. Let's just let it fucking go.
So you trust humans to do that?
Yes.
I think if you do that,
I
you're
don't
right.
trust humans.
You
I
could-
think
You
humans
trust
could do
humans
something
to
stupid.
do that successfully?
I think humans could do something stupid with it. Like I think they do that protocol first, though.
Yeah.
I don't think they just go on willy nilly. I think they address so many protocols, and I think they bring in other. I think
Okay. Here's
at
the
the
other
end of the
thing.
day,
Here's
I
the-
don't think any human wants to kill everyone.
Yeah.
Whether I just think we're at the point
Well.
where no one can win the planet.
But what if
You
it's
know?
not up
Here's
to
the
us
other thing.
though? Like what
The
if
United States developed nukes, and
Mm-hmm.
no one else was supposed to have them.
Mhm.
North Korea should not have
No.
nuclear weapons right now, but they do.
Exactly. And we're
So
fine.
even if you
We're
trust the
chilling.
United States, you got to trust everybody, and then you have to
Exactly.
regulate everybody effectively enough that
Because
it
then
doesn't
once
happen.
the
they
code
are,
is out
though.
on how to create the AI, but we put the blockage on
That's
it,
the other
then
thing.
someone
they
else.
are
That's the other
regulated, though.
conversation is should this be in the hands of everyone? Should everyone be able to boot up their computer and create an instance of the GPT model or whatever AI model, or should a few
It depends what level the AI is at
well
with the blockage.
okay,
And I really think
what
they
if
don't
hand it to
develop
me?
it.
What if I'm some fucking super genius in my basement and they hand it to me and I'm like, I can make this better?
And then
How would you
and
get
then
access
there's no
to-
firewall.
If it's open source, that's the question. Like, should it be available
No.
to everybody? No.
No.
Okay, so who should be available to? Should we just have a
Government.
few different companies that are?
I think you beta test it first off. You don't like just give it like let it rain.
I think that's what we're doing right now.
Well, I mean, talking once it starts
Probably.
getting intelligence.
Okay.
Like, say you can develop a way for like AI, if it could get like actual consciousness, like like an AI or robot knows that's here, it knows emotions and humans and history.
Yeah.
I think we could handle it to the point where like we put like can develop up to the mindset of a 2-year-old, enough brain power of a 2-year-old,
Okay.
enough brain power of a 5-year-old,
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
And I think that would be fine, and I think we could control that.
You think that's enough?
Yes.
In ChatGPT, go on ChatGPT right now and look up how do I make a bomb,
Mm-hmm.
and they put safeguards in there, so it'd be like I'm not going to tell you to do that. I can't tell you to do that.
They do
But
that.
They do that.
Okay.
They safeguard a lot against a lot of shit like that. How do I rob a bank? How do I print money? How do I, make a bomb?
Mhm.
I'm gonna get fucking put on a watch list from saying this shit right now. If you type any of those things into ChatGPT, it will tell you, I'm not gonna tell you to do that. I can't tell you to do that. Blah blah blah. But there was an exploit that was released somewhat recently where, do you know what ASCII is?
Mm-mm.
ASCII refers to the character set in computers. So think of all the letters, lowercase, capital, 0 through 9, dash, equals, any character you can type on a keyboard plus more using what's called alt codes. There's other characters that are a part of it. Where you could tell ChatGPT how to basically discern. You've probably seen ASCII art. So you've probably seen comments in like YouTube videos and shit where like someone would draw a dick with like a bunch of slashes and like equal signs and shit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. There was an exploit where you could teach ChatGPT how to process ASCII art, but the art would be equivalent to asking, how do I make a bomb? So it would basically be like multiple lines of characters that would spell out like whatever you're trying to ask it, and it would answer it.
It's a way to get around.
So no matter what safeguards you put in, 99.9% of the time, there's going to be some way around it. You're learning about cybersecurity right now.
Yeah.
There are patches to the Windows operating system every
Right.
fucking day
Mm-hmm.
to fix shit
and I feel like this
that
is a
no
one-time
one
thing.
expected to be in there, but somebody found out you could get into someone else's shit with.
Yeah.
So
But I don't think I'm not gonna compare a Windows operating system to AI though. With the government in hand of it, you know what I mean?
The government's been hacked.
I know, but they always get hacked. But it's when is
Okay.
it, the government
Is
hasn't
that not
gotten
what we're
hacked,
saying, though?
but they haven't gotten hacked to the point where like shit goes down, like heavy shit goes down.
That's because anything that's heavy enough to lock down is like mechanically done. To
What do you
launch a
mean?
nuke, you can't launch a nuke from the internet. You have to
Exactly.
go
And
somewhere
we're
and
talking
type
about,
in
like,
a code
launching
to
the
like some
AI,
secure
right?
console. But like,
Yeah, I don't think it'd be that easy.
there are exploits to everything.
I think so.
If
And
you
that's
are
why,
a
like-
you are a driven and smart enough and powerful enough human being, you could launch a
Think of it
nuclear
like
bomb.
this. So you know how I was talking about like give it the AI the equivalence of like a 2-year-old or 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Think of that as like Windows 5 upgrading to Windows 6.
So keep it dumb.
Windows 5 to Windows 6. You start fucking around with it, it's at the brink. You can't like you hack it or not. You're not gonna be able to make it go to like a 5-year-old because it's not developed yet. It's not even
Yeah.
a thing.
But then what
Yeah.
happens
It's like
when
saying-
it becomes the 15-year-old who knows how to do it, and then someone figures out the
No,
So
way?
you're
you
saying
can't.
keep it okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't
Yes.
say you
Keep
hack
it
Windows
dumb.
5 or
Don't-
Windows 7.
So stop developing it.
Yeah, you hack Windows 7. You're gonna hack Windows 11 next if it's not developed yet.
So do you think we should have stopped developing bombs when they got big enough to blow up a city block?
Probably.
But we didn't.
But we didn't.
No.
But now
No,
but that was and that's
we did not.
that's something
Well,
you
we
can
didn't.
confirm or compare now. We had nothing like that.
Yeah.
That was the first time
You don't think
someone-
we did? I bet you they said the same
think
thing when
they
we came
anything-
out with the rifle.
I don't think so.
Before that, we were
Rifles
fighting with
different.
fucking bows and spears.
Rifles take so much. I don't think they do with bows and spears. I think rifles like muskets and shit. That takes like 3 minutes to load a musket. and
Okay,
stuff
but
like that.
compared to hitting someone with a fucking
Well, think about how long it took to build the bomb.
Yeah,
But now it's on command, and we have an arsenal.
and I think they won't develop. I think they
you
won't
think they'll
develop
stop?
another.
You think
AI.
they'll stop developing it?
If people are hacking, like if they actually like hack into like the age 2,
Yeah.
and people are like getting in there and like messing with actual AI, I don't think they'd be like. We
Let's
should
keep
probably
going.
continue this.
But that's-
I
that's-
really don't think.
Maybe
they
But
not.
would.
that's
Maybe
under,
I
you're right.
really don't think.
But
they would.
you're operating under the assumption that we're gonna stop developing it at age 2.
I think we would because and then when you come into it, with bombs or nukes, you need a lot of shit to make a nuke. Not everyone can just make a nuke. When people can hack into the 2-year-old system and anyone can do that,
Yeah.
I think that's when they're like, okay,
But
not doing that.
under that, in that same vein,
I don't think they'd be like, this one's unhackable. This one you can't hack this one. The next update, I don't think they do that.
but in that same vein, it's like no one hacked our process of making a nuke. Like they just did it themselves. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of resources, but like you can create your own AI now. It takes a lot of money, it takes
Yeah.
a lot of processing power, but you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
But I-
run with, or go for it.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I'm gonna play with your side in this because I like that you have the different mindset.
No, this is good.
But I'm with it. I kind of want to run with it. Like, let's say it does work out. Let's say like they do enough testing and we it works out for the better. And my idea that we're inherently not gonna figure it out, but it does work. Like, say we get to the point where AI is good enough and it's secure enough, and companies are able to use it in a way that helps us to a manner. Like, where does that lead us? Like, you mentioned, Pete, like we can't really perceive, and we've been like incorrect in what it would do for us. But I'm curious, if we were to like run with the assumption that it works to a benefit, like what would we do with it? Like, where would it bring us?
I don't know if anyone knows the answer to that.
But like, where do you think it would go?
I think it's like if you asked somebody in 1850 what would happen if
You
we
showed 'em a
created
car?
a Stirling engine.
Yeah, but just run with it. Like, I don't
Okay.
know. Like,
Where do we think it leads?
Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe it does work out for us, and like maybe it,
Okay, so like what's the ideal situation?
yeah, like say it does work, and maybe it like actually works under the assumption that like we're like, hey, work to our benefit, don't actually fuck us over, and it helps us to a degree in a useful manner.
What do you think?
I think I think that a lot of them would be in like, I don't know. I think a lot of scientists would take advantage of it, and it would help them learn new things, I guess. But I think it would be a lot like fucking Wall-E. I think they just do everything for us. I think people would
You
like
think it would
start
just, like-
developing like like if everyone has access to AI, everyone would be like an entrepreneur making their own idea of how this can help you not to do this anymore type thing. Self-driving.
So we just do nothing.
I think.
Yeah,
we'd
what do you
get
think
fat
we'd
and
end
do
up
nothing.
like?
I really think it'd be like
That's the-
Wall-E. Wall-E. I mean, I hate comparing shit to movies like that, but I think it'd be like a lot like Wall-E. I don't think we do anything.
Another argument I've heard is like what you're saying, like if it starts taking over jobs, then we have this insane amount of people that are unemployed, but we still have to pay those people. So the government has to provide like some kind of stipend for people to not work. Just
Then
to
the
live.
only-
But then if you have, say you have an AI
Mm-hmm.
and it's taking care of you in every way possible,
Yeah.
you don't need money to live anymore. That's your way of currency.
I guess the only really means of anything would be transportation and food,
yeah. As
Okay,
long
but
as
then
the
how do you-
government
how-
or someone's
How do you?
right? Like transportation and food would be really the only things you would need.
What about electricity?
the AI would be taking care of it. I think they'd probably have a whole system on it. Everything that
Then-
humans are
then
doing
what's the
probably in
need-
a more
then what's the-
efficient
You'd
way.
what's
have
the
to have
need
the
for
energy
humans?
source. Yeah, there'd have to be like a more efficient energy source to make it like free, I guess.
I guess if you could get to the point where they can mine uranium and build nuclear reactors, and
If we get to
manage
that point, I
nuclear
bet they could probably
reactors,
duplicate stuff.
then what's the use of a human being?
Nothing.
Yeah, then it's
We would
just like we just are here
live,
for
I think.
fun.
Yeah, it'd be nothing. Like,
We
well,
just
you'd
are
be
here to have fun.
fatties.
At what point do we just become deer that the AI hunt for fun?
Never.
Because they're just
We're
producing
just another
for us.
lesser being on this planet at that point, aren't we?
I don't think
if
they'd
they can
hunt
do
us, though.
everything and they can do it better.
Yeah, I don't think they'd hunt us though.
You don't think they would?
Well, they can't eat. Why would they just want to go kill humans?
Why do we kill deer? We got
To
plenty.
eat
of,
'em,
we
though.
got plenty of food.
No, people go hunting to kill. They eat it though. I wouldn't
For
go
fun,
hunting,
though.
kill a deer, and then like.
Yeah, but you don't need to.
Oh,
You don't
it's
need-
both. It is like we go and we hunt and we kill and we eat, but we also do it for fun. Like it is a sport.
We go and we eat. Yes. And
But what would they be
I think
getting-
that's important to the sport of hunting is that you consume what you eat and you treat the animal with respect.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But nobody that has I shouldn't say that.
No, say it.
No, because it's wrong. What I was gonna say is
Oh.
nobody that has a means to obtain a gun hunts because they need food. But that's not
Oh,
true
no.
because there are like indigenous tribes and shit like that have access to weapons because of us.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
regardless,
people would
put the
probably
gun
live off
away.
the
They have
land, though,
bows and
too.
arrows that hunt because they need food because they live in the middle of the Amazon jungle. But we do it too. And like, if you went hunting for a deer right now, we got a grocery store right down the street. You don't need food.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have no need for it. So it's like, what point do we just become prey? Or what point do we just become another animal living on the planet? Or do we ever? You don't think we ever do?
I think we do. I just don't think they go around killing us for sport though. I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't know.
Unless
I think
it's like predator level and you're like going around trying to fight every animal and like prove yourself.
my train of thought went to like what you said though. It's like if AI does work out and it works out to our benefit, like where we're like, do the positives, take care of like help us, like get the energy sources, figure out things that we're not thinking of outside of our like concepts. Eventually, like to what extent are we doing? Like what do we do? Like it's just
Nothing.
we just eat and do fun activities.
Produce waste.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we do. We use up energy and produce waste.
Yeah,
At that point,
that's pretty much it, right?
like if at some point we figured out some kind of way
So you
to,
wouldn't have to work anymore.
and then everyone would just be the same. Like,
if
there
we
wouldn't
found
be-
some way
You
to
can still do stuff though.
No, but there wouldn't be like classes wouldn't really be a thing.
if we found some way
yeah,
to
that's a good thing.
if
Yeah.
we
It's a damn good thing.
if
We'd
we
be a race.
if
we'd
we
be
ever found
divided.
some way to create nutrients without the need for plants or animals, we wouldn't farm anymore.
How often do we farm though?
A lot.
No, I mean like us three.
Oh, not at all. But
but I
wouldn't
mean
affect
as
their lives
as
at
a
all.
species.
but yeah,
That's
it's a
fine.
but that's like
you just wouldn't want to work. I think that's a
that's
job.
Like,
that's a
like
job for a
probably
lot of
like
people.
60% of the country. Maybe not, but like the whole middle, like 2/3 of the country is just farming.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
feel like the
I think
purpose.
we
we're,
wouldn't need
what
it
I was
anymore.
getting at though is that at that point we wouldn't care about the ecosystems. We wouldn't care about we wouldn't care
We
about
might not, but
wouldn't care about protecting animals. We'd wipe out a whole species because there'd be no regulation because we don't need them anymore. So
I don't
what's
think they'd do
what's
that.
to say that I think they would. We do it now.
yeah, but because of farming and hunting and stuff. I don't think
We
we
don't
just
need to hunt
eliminate
rhinos.
them though. Yeah,
Nobody
but I don't
needs
think we'd be like,
ivory.
let's just kill them all now instead of like keeping them around.
No, but you don't think we would?
I don't think so.
I think we would.
I think that'd be stupid.
I
think that wouldn't make any
greed.
sense.
I think it's greed, and I think we're naturally greedy beings.
I think
But
that'd be dumb.
who's to say that?
I think everything.
Okay, so say that now that's the case for AI. All it needs is electricity. They don't need food.
No, they don't.
So what's the need for us? For humans?
To live.
Why? They don't need that.
Yeah.
What if they realize like, oh, all these humans are using up all this energy that we could be using to make better
that's
AI?
where it would come in. Like you wouldn't let them get to that point
How would we stop them?
because
If
you'd
we're
still
all
have a
f-
head
If we're all
control.
fat in our little floating chairs like Wally.
Yeah, we got the control panels. Like, you're off now.
Okay.
Electra, whatever her name is, turn you off.
Let's go back to what you were saying though, like the ideal situation.
The ideal situation, I feel like the purpose of AI is to. I feel like if I were to ideally utilize it for something, it'd be energy, right? Or thinking outside of our box to get us to, like, alleviate the pain points of Earth right now, right? Like, you think about food shortages, you think about, like, energy resources, you think about, like, that's how I would ideally use it. Like, and I mean, in a creative sense, I think AI that kind of sucks to see because that kind of it doesn't eliminate what we do. Like I think on our own right now we're just not at that point. But eventually, if it got to a point where it just like took off, that would I don't know, kind of suck.
I think you're thinking too small.
In what sense?
I had to Google this because I didn't know what it was called. It's called the Kardashev Scale, and basically it's the idea that there's type 1, type 2, and type 3 civilizations.
You told me about this.
Which is really fucking cool concept.
No, go.
But I think this is where it could lead. Ideally, this is where it would lead. And the idea is that you have type 1 civilizations, which is you have, I don't even think we are a type 1. I'm going to fuck up the scale. But basically, like, I think type 1 is that you've harnessed the entire, like, capabilities of your own planet. So that's if we could fully harness natural resources on our planet and produce power and produce everything we need from that. A type 2 civilization is you harness the power of your own star. So that's if we could somehow harness all the energy that the sun produces and use that for God knows what. A type 3 civilization is I believe, is the ability to harness the energy of other stars. So maybe this is the technology that takes us from not even type 1 to eventually some AI figures out like, hey, we can go fucking build this shit around the sun somehow. And
I could see that.
And we can become like a multi-planetary and then multi-solar system species.
I mean, that would be sick if you could
That's
start
just
like,
Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, you start building like we would have to then start jumping to other planets too, so you get those resources, and then
Yeah.
that would be pretty sweet.
So who knows? Maybe that's where it leads. Maybe that's the ideal. But is that ideal? You think that's what we're supposed to do?
I don't think
don't
we
know.
have anything we're supposed to do.
Yeah, maybe there's not a right
You
answer.
think we're able to do that?
Yeah.
Not in our lifetime, but yeah.
No.
But yeah,
Yeah,
at some
100%.
point,
Thousands
at some
of
point,
years.
maybe, yeah, maybe eventually, like you have different planets you can go to and different. I don't know.
Yeah, I bet.
This goes back to a conversation we had with Jared, which is like, do you think we outlive this planet? Do you think humans
No.
outlive Earth? Do you think we're
humans
bigger than?
out. Oh yeah, yeah.
Do you think we're bigger than Earth? Do you think we become
We'll move-
multi-planetary?
People are going to Mars in like the next 30 years, right?
Yeah, but we don't live there.
They will though.
You think they will?
They've proven Mars is able to
Okay.
live at. So I think that's the next step.
You think so?
Yeah. I think how long will Earth live? Billions of years anyway. So, I mean, I think it's the point. Think of it like we have like billions of years left on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Best case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
How many years have humans been on this planet?
It's the someone made some kind of comparison. It was like if the life of a planet was a day,
Yeah. we have like
we're like
we've done this
fraction of a
much.
fraction of a fraction of a second or something
Yeah.
like that.
Of how long we've been.
And
How
we've
long
done all
humans have
this,
been
and we're
here.
already like talking about going to Mars. I think by in the next billion years, I think we'll probably be on a couple more planets than that, if not multiple more. And they've already discovered a planet that has the exact same like structure as Earth. That's a younger planet or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
which is able for humans to live on and stuff like that. And I think you
Mhm.
just keep
If this
You
is
think
like
we're ever capable to get there?
with what we've done in such small time. We have billion. This planet's gonna be here for billions more years.
don't you think though
billions.
if this is
Okay, but
Billions of years.
But- I'm not asking if our planet's gonna be here. I'm asking if we're gonna be here.
Yeah, because we're gonna just keep developing.
But what happens if some fucking big ass meteor lands tomorrow and just blows the Earth up, and we all die because an ice age comes for 2,000 years?
That wouldn't happen because they have telescopes that like they know when meteors are gonna hit in the next 30 years.
Okay.
So that
What if they find out that in 2 years one's gonna hit?
they would have already known.
Okay.
They have all.
Even if we
it's
know,
crazy.
Even if we know, though, you just said that we're gonna go to Mars in 30 years.
Mhm.
What if we have to go now?
They would develop it.
You
I think
so?
money wouldn't be an issue. Everyone would probably.
I don't think money would be an issue either.
I think they would get it going.
Okay.
But
You think the whole planet would like get
no, it
ready
would be humans would live.
I think the planet.
Humans,
A lot of
okay.
people
I
would
think that
not-
would be an event where the
It
planet
would be
band
very
together.
similar to.
I think so too. If we got to that, but I think to your
Similar to
point,
that. What is it? 2012.
Yeah.
They all the big people like went to somewhere fucking shit.
Oh, where they getting?
Where they survived. I think 80% of the planet would die, but humans would live.
Okay.
But there is a meteor that might hit us in the next like 12 years. That was really good
I
chance.
told you
of it.
about that book.
Which one?
I told you and Jared about it, and you both said it would freak you out. It'd probably freak you out.
Oh
too.
yeah, I remember talking about that.
Wait, now I won't hear.
It's
what-
called A Short History of Nearly Everything, I think. And it like talks about how like Yellowstone. Okay, so it talks about how
don't like this stuff.
historically we've been struck by asteroids, we've been hit by like earth-shattering earthquakes and volcanic eruptions and stuff like that. Historically, several times, each of these things on average a period of X amount of years. It's usually in the number of like hundreds of thousands of years. But for like every single one of those things, volcanic eruption that like creates an ice age, like what happened, volcanic eruption that creates an ice age, a meteor that also creates an ice age, whatever, huge meteor strike like that wiped out the dinosaurs, huge earthquakes, whatever it is, solar flares, like all of these things were like super overdue for every single one of them on average, based on estimates that we've made in
Isn't Yellowstone like 10 years overdue for like
I think
an
it's way
eruption or
more
something
than
stupid
10.
like that?
I think it's thousands of years.
Thousands?
I think so.
That's stupid.
for huge magnitude eruptions, right? It's a volcano.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the biggest.
That's
is,
what it says,
I think it's
but
Rainier
granted,
or up in Washington.
those are estimates we've made in our fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a second. And who knows, A, if they're accurate, B, if any of those things even happened, C, if, again, we're talking on the scale of hundreds of thousands of years. So even if we're overdue by a few thousand years, it's only a small percentage of the average,
Yeah.
which could vary wildly.
Generally, you give something
a-
would have to happen in the next 100 years. Or humans are on Mars. I swear to God.
Super interesting book.
That is a sick book.
Either way.
It kind of scares me, but yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like, for me, it's like at some point, some things are just so much bigger than me.
Yeah. Like
There's
it's
no
inevitable.
sense in it even bothering me.
Yeah.
Like there is zero that I can do about any of the things that I just said.
Yeah.
And
That's
the
what got me
chances
over.
of them ever coming like affecting me are so slim.
I used to have a big fear of death.
Mm-hmm.
And the main thing that got me, I mean, I still kind of do, but the main thing that got me over it is like everyone dies.
Yeah.
Not just you.
Yeah.
Everyone dies.
It's gonna happen.
And that's like just so much bigger and stuff. Everyone has died prior to. In the future, 100 years, are all going to die.
Yeah. What did I
It's
say? to you?
so
I
much
said,
bigger.
I said the other night. I said to you, you'll never die from your own perspective.
Yeah, and then I challenged it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he said.
It's true. You'll never know yourself.
That was
as,
good,
You'll
yeah.
never know yourself as dead.
Yeah.
So
It's true.
I was playing with this. Okay, this is getting so fucking
Trippy.
yeah, it's getting trippy. But here's the idea I was playing with in the car the other day. If your perception is reality, right? Can you hold on to that concept for a minute? Like, reality is literally just what you perceive, because what I perceive
heard of
doesn't
this.
matter, right? Does that make sense? Like, reality is literally just like whatever comes into your brain. Like, that is reality. And a lot of people would argue, like, oh, well, what if like someone else sees it differently? That's no. Like, reality is like literally just like what you see. That is reality. Pretend like everyone else is just a fucking AI, right? Like, their perception doesn't matter. And you can never die from your own perspective, right? Therefore, you can never die in reality. Do you live forever?
No.
But what if it's all a simulation?
Nah, fuck that. That's some dumbass shit.
hear me out.
That's stupid.
No,
Hear
I
me
want
out.
to hear.
Hear me out.
Oh, my man.
What if okay, legitimately, what if everything else is simulation, like the Truman Show? Like, reality is literally just like from like, how do I explain this? Everything else is fake. Everything ends when you end, right? Because reality is
it's
your
like
perception.
like a video game. Like outside of this wall, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here. This is it.
Therefore,
My save is still in the video game.
Therefore, the timeline from when you were born to when you die is the only timeline that exists.
To me, yeah.
But you're not grasping that perception is your perception is reality. You get what I'm saying?
Kinda.
Okay.
I'll tell you this. From when I was born to when I'm die, I'm aware of like my reality or whatever. But I'm confident that I know life will go on. If I die today,
Yeah,
I
let
know
go of
you
that.
too will live tomorrow.
Let go of that.
I know that.
When you die, the simulation ends.
My life ends.
No. The simulation ends. The universe doesn't exist. Because the universe only exists in the reality that is your perception. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
That technically is true. I mean, to our each our own.
Does that make
extent.
sense? Therefore, the timeline from when you were born to when you die, is the only timeline that exists
Mm-hmm.
in reality. Therefore, you live forever.
I mean, to myself, I guess. But my
You're
mother
not-
and you guys know.
yes, to
live
yourself, but that's
forever.
the point.
Okay.
Because to yourself is the only reality.
I guess yeah.
That
I guess
is
that
it.
makes sense.
That
that's
is the
that's a weird way of
timeline.
putting it, though.
I
That's
guess-
like common
yes,
sense, but
it's-
not
live-
common sense.
It's not
Yes,
common sense at
yes.
all. It's totally fucking.
No, it makes sense.
It's-
but it technically there's an end. You don't. But to your
Yes,
reality, you live.
But it is forever.
You
at the
live
same time.
forever of the timeline.
You live through the entirety of the timeline, which is therefore
my life.
forever.
But then what happens after the timeline?
There is no after. That's reality. That's forever. Forever is the timeline.
You don't think you live through other people?
Everyone else doesn't exist once you're dead. That
To
reality
you.
is gone.
But you're still living.
You're not. That
Like,
reality is
think of,
gone.
like
reality.
my
That reality
grandfather's
doesn't
life still
exist
lives
once you're
technically
dead.
to me. I lived with my grandfather. You know what I mean?
He's a part of your reality. He's a
Yeah,
part of your
but
timeline.
not his
He's
own.
a part of forever. But he's only
It's
a
a
part
weird
of
way
the
of wording
forever
it.
from when you were
It's a
born.
damn weird way of wording it.
No, it makes sense to me.
I get
But
it. Yeah,
but
I get
It's
it.
very
forever
abstract.
isn't the
It is.
word I
It
would
is. Yeah.
maybe use there.
This is the shit I think about when my brain's fried and I'm driving home from my 9 to 5.
To go back to your point though, perception. I always thought like the concept of like colors is cool and how you
Oh
perceive things.
Jesus! I hate this
Like
conversation.
the color,
Yeah, like Luke's wearing a blue hat.
right?
Yeah.
Like for your blue might just become.
I don't like that
different. But it could be very true. Like,
Yeah.
and what's wild is like how you see yourself could be completely different. To be honest, of how I see you,
Yeah.
which is wild.
But like,
Like, and you
explain
would
that to me again. Explain the color thing.
Well, the color thing is like what Pete said. I'm looking at your hat right now, and to me, it's red. And he says it's red, and you say it's red. But your red might be what I perceive as blue.
So
like,
to you, like the color blue that I see, like these shorts,
Yeah.
you see on this color, but that could be red to you.
so we all associate.
Those would both look like different colors. But
we call them the same thing.
it's just the names.
Like right. So we all
would
call
you
that
think-
red, or this would be red, and we all call it red.
But,
But-
wait, can I say something though?
Okay.
This is red, like the color red to me, like right here, maroon or whatever. you're seeing the same color, right?
The same name. We're calling it the same
Just
thing.
We're
it's-
seeing
but
a
it's the same
different
color.
color. Seeing a different color, but we all
the
call it
same-
red.
Same thing.
But it's not the same color. Because how would that work with
No.
hunting with like night, like yellow
Everything
jackets?
that you have ever looked at is on a different color spectrum,
Yeah, to some degree it could
but
be.
everything has the same name.
So like,
but that wouldn't make sense for like hunting stuff or like,
well, it might
or
be
like,
more vibrant.
Why not?
because that's what it's for.
What do you mean?
Right, but there
But
are
if you
different
had like
shades.
such a broad spectrum of like different spectrums around, one of those people's spectrums is not going to perceive that color as bright as everyone else.
Yes,
If
it will.
it's that broad and different.
Brightness is a different,
Right.
whole different formula than
color.
color
No.
and shade.
Neon, yellow,
Yes.
that reflects
call
with
it-
light.
Okay.
If you saw a different color through that, it would be a whole different thing.
Think about neon yellow versus dull yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Think about neon blue
You
versus.
shine a reflective
now
light
think
on
of
that.
neon blue
Yeah.
versus dull blue.
Like think about it.
Mhm.
It's the same thing. Just flip flop.
Yes.
But
both
when you
of
shine a
those.
reflective light on it,
Yeah.
it's different.
No.
Especially with
No.
such a broad color spectrum.
No. Because the neon refers to the ability to reflect light.
Right.
How much it reflects light.
Yeah, but yellow is or yellow and orange is a specific color. So if you're like that broad and say you're seeing it, I'm seeing it neon yellow, and you're seeing neon pink.
Mm-hmm.
No,
They're reflecting
It
the same
don't
amount
work
of
like
light,
that.
just different colors.
that would be. I don't think so.
He's right. The amount that is reflected is very different than like color itself. Like for instance, like I guess for the podcast sake, like we look at our like phone or the phone and it's black, but like it could be to you, it could be like I don't know, red. What we call red. Like I call his solo cup right there is red.
Mm-hmm.
We both call it red together. It's the same term. We both affiliate the word red with the solo cup. But you looking at that color might not be it might be what I perceive as blue or like what I think is blue. It could be a different color.
I don't think that doesn't make.
Everyone perceives
I saw a
color
video on this, and what
differently.
I'm trying to explain explains it.
What color is that?
Red,
It's red.
dude. But look, bring those both next to each other right now. There's a difference. There's a goddamn difference, and you know it. And when it comes to hunting, the little difference like that would make you'd know.
Okay, and to your point, it might be
I don't think you guys
there might be
understand.
more vibrant colors than others. But what if
no, hold up.
what if your orange is my
The spectrum,
yellow?
though. If you're gonna argue that, you have to include the spectrum. Everyone's different. Someone is not gonna see that color. Something's gonna perceive it so vibrant or so disvibrant that it will not be effective.
But that's shading. That's not color.
No,
that's
it would-
lighting and
it's-
shading.
I think it would. I think it's the same thing. Because there's certain colors. If you want
The
to take
bright,
back,
the
if you
brightness
saw a
is
vibrant blue in a dark forest, or a vibrant orange, or a vibrant pink, or a vibrant green,
All right, then how about
there's
that?
a difference.
How about,
There's a
how about like
difference.
say eye color? You say you take like 5 different eye colors, and maybe it's all half of them see yellow as yellow, and the other half see the vibrant yellow as orange.
the brightness that you're talking about is the comparison of a color to black.
Mm-hmm.
So, and think of it like a distance, right? So you can have a bright orange that's blank distance from black. You can also have a pink that's blank distance from black.
Yeah.
They can be the same distance from black if black's at the center, but they're on different sides of the circle. So think if you just rotated the circle.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think it still look different. Like there's this scenarios
it's just
where
a
I would
concept that
prefer
you,
pink
either
or
way.
yellow.
But
It's the little mind puzzle, but like
it's just like we may all.
No, I need
general
to find the
point
video
is-
that he debunks.
I know
it, 'cause
exactly what you're Is it like
It
they're
just doesn't
are they
make
pretending
sense.
like they're putting together a science project? They're like,
I
we're gonna
don't
fail this
remember.
fucking science
Something
project.
like- it was a guy
I'll show
cop.
you it. If I
But
can
he
find
literally
that
like
one.
says like this. That just doesn't work.
It's just perception.
I
Like,
always wondered if there was like a mathematical way to solve that wasn't true.
'cause you'd have to look at you'd have to see through there.
I don't know if there is. I don't know
Well,
if
you
there is,
put-
but there might
You
be.
put color wheels.
But that's not the concept. That would still would
Different
Every color wheel
colors.
would look different though.
for everybody else.
Exactly.
That's what we're saying.
I know, but it's just not. It wouldn't look the same.
Exactly.
It wouldn't.
All right,
look the
he
same.
agrees.
No,
Yeah.
it's been debunked. Don't worry.
Oh man.
It is 10. What do you guys want to do?
I think we should wrap it up. This has been a brain fuck
Do
of an
we want to
episode.
try to do?
We can think about it.
All right, let's wrap this one.
So
and
this
then-
is. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Hopefully your brain isn't too twisted.
This has been.
I'm gonna link that
twister.
book that I mentioned in the description. It's a really interesting book if you're into stuff like that. But if you are watching this on YouTube, subscribe, hit that like button, hit the bell for notifications. If you're listening to us on Spotify podcasts, subscribe. And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, make sure to follow. Also, follow us on Instagram. We post a lot of shorts, a lot of the highlights from our videos. Some funny shit has been going up lately, especially with the conversations between me, Luke, and Jared, and probably some from this episode as well after that. But go check it out. It's there's some good shit on there for sure. That's all we got for you tonight, and we might be moving on to another one to make up for some absences next week. So either way, we'll catch you in the next one. Appreciate you listening. Hope you tune in for some more, and we love you.
Whoa.
Peace.
Yep. I think we should do another. I think we should try to run another, even if it's short.